For some reason, just about 2 weeks away from the NFL Draft, Mel Kiper Jr. is deciding to pack it in. This is his final mock draft of the 2025 NFL offseason. That's what we are reacting to today on the show. Thank you so much for joining us, every single one of you guys. This will be his fourth of the offseason. So far, in the three prior, he had the Baltimore Ravens selecting Siobhan Revel Jr., quarterback out of East Carolina, Nicky Manwari, safety out of South Carolina, Malaki Starks, safety out of the University of Georgia, who he's going to pick in the fourth. You got to hang on just a little bit more, because before we get into that and before I reveal that to you guys and break it down, make sure you guys hit that sub button, okay? Because this is going to be our fourth video reacting to Mel Kiper's mock drafts. We added 36 subs in the first one. Awesome. 19 subs in the second one. Not as great. 20, a little bit better. Today, I want to double last week's. I want to set the record for the last one of the offseason. I want 40 subscribers off of this video. If you guys have not joined us yet, we cover this team better than anyone else right here on this platform. Daily videos. We go live every single Tuesday. We're here through the entirety of the offseason, which is more than a lot of places can say. So lock us in right now. Help us break the record for these Mel Kiper reactions by hitting that sub button. All right, here we go. Round one. Pick number 27 overall. Mel Kiper Jr. as the Baltimore Ravens selecting Malaki Starks, safety out of the University of Georgia. No, ladies and gentlemen, it is not a typo. Mel Kiper is double dipping with Malaki, and here's why. Starks does a little bit of everything on the back end. He can step up into the box and stop the run. He can drop over the slot in coverage. He can patrol center field with his closing speed. Baltimore was burned by big plays last season. 58 opponent plays went for 20 or more yards, third most in the National Football League. The Ravens tried a few different players at the safety spot next to Kyle Hamilton, and the midseason switch to Ardarius Washington helped. But Starks would be a real difference maker. This is a good roster with legit Super Bowl aspirations, and General Manager Eric DeCosta can't let chunk plays undo the team. Now, I know what you're saying, everybody. Joey, have you seen his relative athletic score? It's terrible. He tested awful. Well, yeah, I see it. I'm looking at it right now with every single one of you guys, and I see that 5.29 grade. But I truly believe that people are overreacting to Stark's testing. I was talking today with a coworker, and we believe that a lot of time, people are so quick to throw out everything that happened from September to December and act like it doesn't matter anymore. And then suddenly they think that only anything that happened from January to March, that's the only thing that matters. When you were actually watching these guys play football in September to December, that's got nothing to do with it anymore. Just show me how fast you ran in your underwear. That's all that matters, right? No, it's not. Malaki Starks is a dog. And I'm not just saying that because he's a bulldog, but he got almost 200 tackles in his career there, 23 pass breakups, 6 interceptions, that's 77 tackles this past season in 2024. He's got so many great traits. And what I love about him is he's a little bit like a Kyle Hamilton. You know how Kyle Hamilton can kind of just fit anywhere and everywhere? It's the exact same thing with Malaki Starks. He's got the ability to play in the box, nickel, or deep. His speed and his athletic ability, they're there, okay? Even though it didn't test like it, they're there. You could see it on the football field. And what's great is he's willing to tackle despite being best at that free safety spot, okay? A lot of times if you're going to get, a safety that's not as physical as another one, it's usually your free safety, but he's still very, very willing to tackle and is a great tackler. He was more impactful in 2023, in my opinion. He took a little bit of a step back than his impact from one year to the other. I think that's kind of something that's a little bit of a red flag. There was an uptick in missed tackles over this last year with that step back. It wasn't anything egregious. It wasn't enough to knock him out of that first round, but still it's enough to notice. And he got beat far more often in coverage this year than he did the year prior, okay? So I think just kind of in general, 2024 was a little bit of step back from 2023 in all aspects. But you got to look at the safety room right now with Baltimore. When you're talking about picking a guy like Malaki Starks, when you're talking about picking anybody, you have to look at what is in this room right now. Kyle Hamilton's the best safety in the National Football League. Ardarius Washington was phenomenal when he came in and replaced Eddie Jackson, replaced Marcus Williams. But I think Malaki Starks is more of a forever option. Malaki Starks is more of a guy that, third down and long, you'd feel comfortable with him being back there in the backfield. Ardarius Washington is a fantastic run stopper. He's a phenomenal rush defender. But we all know that he has his warts when it comes to coverage. And I'm so thankful for what he did to this team and the way he shaped things. But also, how great would it be to have a guy like Ardarius Washington as a depth piece? Or hell, even a guy like Malaki Starks as a rotational player. And kind of rotate those two guys in and out. You would have the best back end in football. If Malaki Starks ends up how I think he's going to, with the combination of him and the combination of Kyle Hamilton, would it be absolutely lethal? So grade the pick for me in the comment section down below. Malaki Starks at 27, given an A, B, C, D, or F. You let me know your answer right now. I'm about to talk about our sponsor. That's our friends over at Game Time. Game Time is the place to go for the best seats and the lowest prices guaranteed. And Game Time is the official ticketing partner of the Ravens Rundown. What I love about Game Time is they provide the easiest way to get tickets on short notice. What I love about Game Time's low prices is you get to spend more money on hot dogs, pretzels, beer, and it's easier to get a larger group together if everyone's wallets don't take a hit getting into the ballpark. Game Time has an awesome feature. It's called Zone Deals. Game Time's Zone Deals allows customers to purchase tickets for a general area of a venue rather than specific seats, offering potential discounts and flexibility for last-minute ticket buyers. With Zone Deals comes the potential for lower prices. Zone Deals can offer discounts compared to standard ticket listings. Of course, Game Time is known for last-minute ticket sales, and Zone Deals can be particularly useful for those looking for deals closer to the event date. Another thing I love about Game Time, it is just so easy to use. Right? It's incredibly user-friendly. You see the events right there. You click on the one you want to go to. They give you the stadium overview. You can press that Game Time's picks buttons, which filters out all the seats, gets the fluff out of there, and just shows you the best deals. And then, in an instant, you are checking out. Don't forget to use our code ChatSports for $20 off. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and redeem code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. The link to this promo is in the comments and the description of today's video. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It is game time. So Malaki Starks is the first round selection. I'm not going to lie to you guys, this second round selection, I absolutely love it. Give me David Walker, edge rusher, out of Central Arkansas. And I know a lot of you guys right now are sitting there and they're saying, who the hell is David Walker? Well, it's probably because he went to Central Arkansas. And this one is a little bit of a surprise to me, but that doesn't mean I don't love it, okay? I think David Walker can be a really great player in this league. Mel Kiper agrees. He says, I'm a big fan of Walker's game. He jumps off the tape. With Kyle Van Noy and Odafe Oweh both entering final years of their deals, the Ravens might start looking to the future. Let's get you caught up on David Walker against FCS talent, which I admit is a massive step back from NFL talent, even from D1 talent. However, he was dominant. 69 tackles in 2024, 10.5 sacks, 55 pressures. He totaled 31 sacks in 3 seasons, 151 pressures in 3 seasons, 63 tackles for loss. He was virtually unblockable 1v1, as he should be. Okay, if you're a guy that's going to go from FCS to the NFL, you better be unblockable when you're blocked 1v1. And he was. And the cool thing about David Walker is that everybody wondered, what's he going to do when he gets to the Senior Bowl? What's he going to do when he goes against, Power 5 talent? Well, he showed everybody. Here's him winning, like he does so very often, in a bend, against one of the top left tackle targets at NC State. This rep was over in about 2.5 seconds. What's so great about Walker is that he doesn't just know how to win in one way. He could bull rush you as well. Just take you straight on, push you back, push you into the quarterback, and he might not get the sack, but he's going to force the ball out, probably going to force an incompletion. Let's talk a little bit more about Walker. Let you get to know him a little bit better. He's built very low to the ground. He's a little bit stocky in the legs, but the thing that does is just that gives him great leverage, right? A lot of times, defensive ends are built very tall, built very high. It's kind of easy to get under them, push them off their pass rush moves, and, kind of move on with your day. He's got an incredible bend that pairs well with his power. Like I said earlier, he can win in multiple ways, and he looked great at the Senior Bowl. 1 sack, that was the big question mark going into that week. Let's talk about the bad, though, because he's not a perfect prospect. Very few are. A huge competition jump is coming. Going from the NFL, going from FCS to the NFL is like going from private school football to Alabama. It's a massive jump. Now, I don't feel like that means he can't do it. It's going to be a big question mark. He's touch high on missed tackles for me as well, with 9 total over the season. And even though his frame is beneficial for him getting leverage on offensive tackles, it is a little bit unusual, right? Not very tall, just very stocky, built low to the ground. This would be a reach, in my opinion, in round 2. I think he's more of an early, or I don't want to say early, mid-round 3 guy, a late day 2 guy. Round 2 is a little bit of a reach, but I don't mind it. You need to get better in this instance. You need to get better in your pass rush. And David Walker gives you a chance to do that. Let me know in the comment section down below, by being honest, would you pick Walker in round 2? Give me a yes. Give me a no. Let me know your answer right now. Before we get out of here, let's give a little bit of a wrap on all of Mel Kiper's mock drafts, because this is the final one. Siobhan Revel Jr., Nick Eamon-Warry, 2 Malaki Starks to round this thing out. So it tells you one thing. Mel Kiper Jr. has a pretty good indication that Baltimore is going secondary. I think Nick Eamon-Warry is going to be gone at pick number 27. I think Siobhan Revel Jr. is going to go more in the middle of the second round. Malaki Starks, that's going to be a coin flip. But Mel Kiper Jr. believes that Baltimore is looking at secondary, and I think that is a massive, massive need. Make sure you guys subscribe to our channel before you get out of here. If you like the content, make sure to let us know by hitting that thumbs up button. And also make sure you join the family right now by hitting that subscribe button and joining us today.